clickbait, manipulated the market. No, it's not. It's what people want you to believe. That's what gives you hopium. And let me just initially say, overall, long-term, the market's going to be fine, in my view, in my opinion. Short-term, do I need to tell you? Do I need to explain what's going on, right? You know, the tariffs and everything, that's what's killing it right now, and data. But in regards to manipulation, to fill these CME gaps, Bart Simpson, Marge Simpson, as I was just listening to Josh or DZ or Drew, unbearable, unwatchable, unlistenable. Actually, in the beginning, Josh started talking about BitBoy, and DZ, like the jackass he is, cuts him off immediately and says, let's stick to crypto. Yet nobody gives a fuck about what they have to say. They want to know their reaction to BitBoy and Ben, whatever the hell he calls himself now. Crackhead Ben. Yet they just sit there, all these channels, reading the news. Do me a favor to my brothers and sisters here. If you're new to me, welcome. If you're not, stop listening to, if it's on the background, fine. Go do something productive. All they're doing is reading the news. You need, and guessing. You don't need that. They don't know anything. They don't know anything. Trump doesn't know anything. Do you think he thought the market was going to crash like this? No, he said short-term pain, but not the market, not the crypto market. It's the only reason why he talked about the reserve the other day. It's because Eric Trump went to him and said, Daddy, I'm getting my ass kicked here. Boom, he makes a little tweet, which what he believes is going to happen. Crypto reserve is not happening anytime soon. That's not how government works, crypto dreamers. That's not how government works. It's a tweet. It's an idea. It's a concept. It's something that he's talking about putting into place. Doesn't mean it's getting through. As much as you want to believe, Trumpers, that Trump is a god and a king, it's not how it works. As much as we believe we are, America is the most powerful, greatest country in the world, we are great. But good morning, C90. But not bowling, people. It's not working for us. I believe in being tough, but coming in like a firecracker like he is, that doesn't make sense, a firecracker. Listen to me. But please believe. Stop wasting your time listening to jackasses like me, but more importantly, I'm quick and brief, few and far between, but all they're doing is trying to give you hopium and, talking about trading, and no one cares about that right now. Don't buy the dip. You got a million dips. You've had dips, for 4 years. Got to be careful. A tweet is not going to make a market, right? All he did yesterday, Trump, is confirm the tariffs, and the markets act like they never heard this before, that he wasn't going to do this. Good morning, the Melon. Gakamon. Like it. Welcome. Yet the markets get spooked by that. We have Jerome Powell speaking on Friday. God forbid he is hawkish. The market will react like they didn't hear that at the last Fed meeting. Here's the bottom line with crypto. We follow the markets. We're an on-risk asset, if you don't know this. The veterans here, the people who are knowledgeable know this. So they're taking off on-risk assets, putting it into something safer. Whether it's cash, bonds, whatever. Gold, something stable. Crypto's not stable. That's why we like it. But we like stability in an upward fashion, not this bullshit. So Trump is not meaning to destroy the market, but he is. I dare you to look at your 401k. Yet now is the time to be putting in as much as you can in your 401k. You take advantage of these low prices because it's not going to be here forever. When the market goes down 750 points, in stocks, that's a gift. In crypto, we don't like it. Crypto, we're short-term and long-term gainers mindset. Stock market, 401ks, that type of retirement investing, that's long-term. It doesn't matter. You want to see the volatility. You want to see things get killed if you contribute on a monthly basis for years and years. Don't listen to Grant Cardone saying that you shouldn't do that and it's a scam. It's just a piece of the puzzle. It's just one piece of financial freedom. One piece. I don't care if it's $100 a month or like me, it's maximum $2,000, $1,500 a month. I'm always mixing it up. I do a total of $30,000 a year, and it's paid off. Hi SNL, welcome Creations, welcome. So, you don't need to be wasting your time if you really need to know what's going on listening to crypto people. I'm not going to sit here and read the news. I even see other people who kind of do what I do starting to read the news. What's the point? Do you really give a fuck if Chainlink is doing another deal and it's going to be utilized? It's at $13 and people, DZ and all these idiots saying it's going to be $100. It's not going to $100. I don't even care if we get into a bull run. I don't see it going to. I never thought it would get to $100. Yet I don't know. I hope it does. But people actually giving price predictions on that shit, that's to give you some optimism about the market. And you should never be optimistic. You should never be pessimistic. You need to be realistic about the market conditions. As I've always said here, only thing that matters is macro. Only thing. Yet no one else believes that. Now they're coming around. I'm not a genius at all. I'm an idiot. I really am. I'm a fucking human being. We're all idiots. I'm by far one of the biggest idiots. But I do know how macro works. I do know how investing works. But if I was really good, I would have sold Proppy the other day at $1.19 and bought it back if I really liked it. I would have made 10 grand profit and bought it back. And I was tempted to. I even said, I'm tempted to sell Proppy and buy it back cheaper. But no, I didn't. Plenty of opportunity yesterday to do that. No, I didn't. So my words don't necessarily align with some of my actions, but that's investing. What can I tell you? Selling is the hardest part. Buying is easy for me. Pressing the buy button, it's no problem. $10,000, $1,000, $100, $20,000. I don't give a fuck. It doesn't bother me at all. But hitting that profit selling button is a bitch for me. And I always preach about taking profits. There's nothing wrong with that. Yet, that's my hardest thing to do. The sound I couldn't hear. You can't hear me? Are you not able to hear me? Sometimes this freaking phone. Please confirm if I'm talking to myself here, which wouldn't be the first time. Okay, thank you, C90. Sound might be bad because it's windy out here, but I wasn't planning on going live, but listening to, like I always do, get fired up listening to these foolishness out there. I can't deal with it. And they're just, they're fighting to survive. That's why you don't go all in on crypto, and that's why you don't make crypto your life, right? You want to be a YouTuber, you depend on keeping people watching. Me, if I get 20 views or 80 views, something like that, I appreciate every one of them, but guess what? Even when I get 6,000, which rarely happens, it makes me feel good, but it doesn't put any money in my pocket, nor do I want it to. I'm not here to profit off of you. That's the difference. That's why you're going to get the truth from me. You're not going to get, guys, this is a buying opportunity. You got to buy the dip. Think of where Bitcoin was this time last year and think of where it was a month ago. That is not where we want to have our investing strategy. There's no, I'm listening to even people talking about the 4-year cycle could be invalidated. I've said this all along. The 4-year cycle doesn't mean shit. It's bullshit. Supply and demand exists only when there's demand. Okay, Bitcoin went up. It's great, lovely. Altcoins went up, lovely, great. Has nothing to do with the 4-year cycle. It's macro and it's hype. Sorry, I know people will disagree with me, but I believe all I can tell you is how I've had my successes over the years and what hasn't been successful. Everything goes in a cycle. Real estate, economy, just macro in general, right? Your sex cycle, right? With your girlfriend or your boyfriend, right? You're going strong for a while and then it dies off, then you go strong again. You know what I'm talking about. Don't deny it. That's all the 4-year cycle is, yes, a diminish of Bitcoin that could be mined. All that does is hype people up. It has nothing to fucking do with supply and demand. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care. It's a mentality. It is a mentality and hype. Oh my God, you got to buy it. You got to buy it. It's only 400 being mined a day instead of 800. We got to buy it. We got to buy it. We're running out of Bitcoin. You're not running out of fucking Bitcoin. You're not running out of Bitcoin. Right? You have a ton that the ETFs just sold off. You got plenty. Go ahead, buy it. There's your supply and demand. It's macro. I've been saying this. I started this channel, I don't know, last December or something. It's all macro related. What Trump is doing right now is macro related. It's killing the economy. It is causing possible recession. I don't know if that's going to happen. What people are not thinking about, and I want you to think about it, these tariffs, which I don't think the tariffs are a bad idea. The way he's going about it is god awful. You have to discuss with these people. We are being tariffed like crazy from Canada. 250% on dairy. Thank God. I think it should be 10,000%. Why the fuck are you drinking breast milk or eggs, hen periods? Crazy. But we don't export that much to them. So it needs to be a conversation. Hey, if you guys don't do this, this is what we're doing. It's not fentanyl. Trust me, it ain't fentanyl. That's in his mind a little bit because he's so anti-drug and he doesn't want to see Americans getting killed. I can appreciate that. But that's not what it's about. Might be 1% of what it's about. Have you thought about the produce that all of you eat from Mexico? Now, look, I'm a vegan. I eat a lot more produce than most of you, but it's in everything. It's in everything, whether it's produce or other shit you're eating, the, Oreos and all that shit. They're using soybean oil and grapeseed oil, all that stuff. Or your tomatoes or other shit that comes from Mexico. Have you thought about that? I'm not saying we shouldn't beat the hell out of Mexico. We should. With the cartels and the way, we are being treated. That has to be done in a professional way. Yet we're talking about short-term pain. Howard, ex-Cantor guy, who I used to work with Cantor Fitzgerald a ton when I was a broker doing Cantor's 30-year bonds. He's very cavalier about the impact it's having on us. I was listening to him this morning. Why would he give a fuck about you and me when they're multi-billionaires? Why would they care about us, our food prices? Why would they care about the cars? Have you thought of, you think we're going to be, yes, maybe we want to stimulate growth here and we want to encourage car manufacturing here. Do you think that's going to happen in 3 to 6 months? They're going to ramp up here in 3 to 6 months? Well, where are they getting their steel? Where are they getting their aluminum? Where are they getting their titanium? It's not from America. It's from China. It's from the Philippines, Vietnam. It's from all over the places, not America. We want to get it cheap from there. We also don't want to deplete our minerals, and think of the housing prices as well. We get a ton of logs, wood from lumber, I should say, from Canada. We might say, oh, we got a ton here. Do we want to cutting down more of our forests here in America? I've been to these paper mills. They're horrifying, the amount of trees that are coming in. You have no trees, you have no fucking ocean, corals and everything. You have no oxygen. So let Canada cut down their trees, which I don't like anyways. That's a big deal. Housing prices are already ridiculous. And with interest rates as well not coming down, you don't think that's going to go up? Housing starts are already down. So these are economy macro shit you guys need to know about if you want to be true investors. Not listening to George or Discover Crypto or Altcoin Daily who gives you 3-day-old news, or Bitcoin smoking a crack pipe, or all the rest of these idiots who don't have a clue. Or they're just conspiracy guys like Drew. They're not stupid people, though. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they're stupid. They're just not going to help you in learning how to truly know what's going on in the market. And if you don't know that, you have I'm not trying to scold you. I'm not scolding anyone. I'm just trying to help. If you don't know all that stuff. And don't get me wrong. If you're 20, 25 years old, I don't expect you to know it. I'm 52. I've been in the markets forever. I was on the floor of the Board of Trade for decades. I've lived a life. I didn't know any of this shit at 30 years old while I was in the market. That's why I'm here to tell you, you have the opportunity to learn that. Don't take someone in crypto's word for it. Just because there's utility coming. It doesn't mean it. Utility doesn't mean anything. It's hype. It's market sentiment. If the market, look what happened the other day just on Trump's tweet. I'm the only one I know who said, do not think this is a bull market. Do not think this means anything. I didn't think we were going to get slammed like we just did, but I did not think we were going to keep continually go green. But I didn't think this would have happened, or else I would have sold a few of my projects. I would have sold AVAX and bought more. I would have sold Proppy, like I said, and bought more. I would have sold quite a few things. But there's many things I wouldn't, like AIOZ, Ondo, a few other things. But a lot of the stuff that Cardano, I would have sold for sure, just to break even or I would have made at one point, I think, a couple $1,000s on it or something like that, and bought it back cheaper. Hi, Hot Sauce. So I hope I'm not coming across too passionate here, but my point is you have to educate yourself, and I promise you these crypto people can't help you with that. They can get you started. Someone like a Josh is a pretty sharp guy when he's not cut off by DZ. But the problem with this, he's so one-sided and he's so politically driven now. He doesn't say he is. I like to see if the other side was doing what the Republicans are currently doing, let's, just like looking at it from an animal's perspective. Why am I vegan, right? I'm not going to go totally into that, but you can't, if you look at it from a human's perspective, you eating their flesh, right? You just think you're sustaining yourself and it tastes good. But if you look at it through the eyes of the victim, it's a lot different. It's a different perspective. Look at it from the cow's perspective with all it goes through and then getting slaughtered. And they fight. It's not like they die peacefully. They always fight. Look it up on YouTube. There's plenty of videos. Okay, let's take cows out of it. Let's take animals out of it. Let's take slaves perspective. Okay, there's boy and girl sex slaves all over the world. You don't think so? Look it up. Seen it. I know people where it's happened to across the pond in India. Look at it from their perspective. Well, a guy wants to fuck someone, so he has his perspective, but look at from the victim's perspective who doesn't want that. Look from the slavery. Do we think slavery is gone? Am I starting to sound like Big Boy? But here's the truth. There are slaves all over the place. In Africa, in Thailand, a Buddhist country, yet there's fishermen slaves. Look at Seaspiracy, the movie, or I've known about it for years. Even in the coconut industries, they use monkeys as slaves to retrieve the coconuts, and humans. But there's these shrimp boats that they're out for years, shackled, and if they hold the family's ransom, if they don't stay on those boats, they will kill the family. Those are slaves. A lot of them break, some of them break free. So you have to look at it from their perspective, the people being abused. That makes it a lot easier. Don't look at it from your perspective, right? If you have racist tendencies and you don't agree with something, don't look at it through your eyes, look at it through their eyes, just for a moment, and see how you would feel in their place. And then it gives you kind of a different mentality of what their view is and what they're going through. Okay. That being said, in regards to, I'm seeing a lot of people panicking. Believe it or not, I'm not. I'm just annoyed. I'm not 100% annoyed with what Trump is doing. It's just how he's doing it. You know, we have the possibly the next Prime Minister of Canada who's talking very tough, and she's very sharp. She's, I believe, the financial, whatever, department there, finance department within the Canadian administration, but she's running for prime minister. She's talking tough. They shouldn't bow to us, but you'll get nowhere with Trump if you talk tough, right? With what happened with Zelensky the other day, he was a fool. It was wrong what happened and how it went down, but you know, you can't come across like a jackass and cocky and arrogant and Ukrainian, no offense, but I'm part Eastern European. I don't meet too many friendly Russians and Ukrainians, worked with a million. Not typecasting, I'm just saying. You have to show respect to someone like Trump or you're going to be fucked. Now, the guy who mentioned the suit, do you ever wear a suit? That guy Trump should have stood up and said, get the fuck out of here to that guy. No reason to demean him. Just call him out and say, show us a little respect. We saved your ass. Yes, we have a vested interest. Only way we don't care about Europe. The only reason we care is we have a financial interest. Remember, there's no love between countries. We're allies due to financial interests and safety interests. We have supplied Ukraine with everything for one reason. We're fighting Russia. We're weak. We think we're weakening Russia by them sacrificing their lives. I'm losing everyone. Anyways, in regards to crypto, be careful. That's all I can tell you. Will it turn around? I agree. It will. I think it will. But not until these tariffs really soak in. I believe he will be open-minded to negotiations if people talk. But he's obviously not getting what he wants, and it's not going America's way, or at least Trump's way, in his view. So the tariffs are on, and the market reacts. And, it doesn't change anything in regards to getting dry powder. If you're still interested in the crypto market, you should be. A lot of these projects, I would say half of my portfolio will probably not come back. It's probably a $2 million loss. What can I do about that? Hopefully the other part makes up for that. I'm certainly not going to double down right now. There are actually some projects I will probably buy. I'll probably end up buying Proppy because when it pops, it pops. So I'll double up on that and maybe sell it. Maybe. Who knows? When I say I'm going to sell something, one of my rules is know you're out before you get in. I rarely live by that. So a lot of things I will say are rules that will guarantee success. I don't always live by that. But you'll never lose by taking profits. Ever. You will lose when you sell, or if you ride it all the way down and you just sit on it and it never comes back. So what can we do? Here's a couple things that if I can give any advice and leave you with. When we have some type of spike up, I always mention that we have short-term memory loss as humans. That's horrible for us, and it's great, right? When we lose a loved one or something like that, eventually it gets easier. It's never gone. It always hurts, but it gets a little day by day, week by week. It softens a little bit. Well, with crypto, we could be down for a year, just decimated. One day of green, we think it's back on. It never is. And remember, 1 month of green can all be destroyed by what is it? Macro. Right? We can get into a hot market and Taiwan gets invaded by China finally, right? It's over. That's World War III. I think China knows better. Or new tariffs, whatever it may be, some crazy shit. Raising of interest rates, inflation spikes, something crazy that stops the market. I always say that. A bull market is stopped in an instant. So don't get fooled into a little green, please. But I have no issue buying in green. Like I always say as well, I'd rather you buy 20% higher from here than buy it now and it goes 70% lower. We're down 30%. Many alts are down 30% today. 20% I've seen. 20 and 30%. That's thousands of percent from where you bought it. It is a bear market. It's never been a bull market, but it's been, we've had bullish tendencies. A month, a week does not make a bull market. It's not me coming up with the definition. We can't pick and choose and change definitions when we want to. It's either is or it isn't. This is. And it has been. A couple months spike up does not make a bull market. It doesn't. We spiked up early last year, then down ever since then. Spiked up at election, all the way down since then. When you go up 30%, then down 70%, then up 10%, then down 10%, then up 10%, then down 30%, that's a bear market. So be careful. That's all I got. Be good.